Whiskers. The cat crouched low to the ground, his body perfectly still, blending seamlessly with the tall grass around him. His ears twitched, picking up the faintest rustle of movement nearby. His bright eyes followed a plump rat darting between sacks of grain. The chase was on. Whiskers' heart raced with excitement as he watched the rat scurry, unaware of the predator lurking in the shadows. Whiskers twitched his whiskers, anticipating the delicious dinner to come. Every muscle in his body was coiled like a spring, ready to unleash his feline agility at the perfect moment. With a sudden leap and a triumphant pounce, Whiskers caught the rat. His timing was impeccable, and his claws sank into the prey with precision. He held it proudly in his jaws, his tail swishing with satisfaction. The thrill of the hunt coursed through him, and he felt a sense of accomplishment. Whiskers carried his prize back home, his steps light and confident. He knew that tonight he would feast like a king. He dreamt of a scrumptious meal fit for a king. As he rested, visions of a bountiful feast danced in his mind, filling him with contentment. It was time to prepare a feast. Whiskers eagerly approached his bowl, ready to enjoy the fruits of his labour. The hunt had been successful, and now it was time to savour the reward. Whiskers, surprisingly, was a very clever cat. He wasn't just any ordinary feline. He had a knack for culinary arts that would put many chefs to shame. He knew just how to prepare a delicious meal. With his tiny chef's hat perched on his head, he looked every bit the professional. He carefully cleaned the rat, removing any dirt or feathers. His precision was remarkable, ensuring that the meal would be both clean and tasty. Then he gathered fresh herbs and spices from the garden, sprinkling them generously over the rat. The aroma of the herbs filled the air, making the dish even more appetizing. For a refreshing drink, Whiskers decided to make fruit juice. He knew that a good meal was incomplete without a delightful beverage. He collected ripe berries and juicy mangoes from the orchard nearby. Each fruit was carefully selected for its ripeness and flavour. He squeezed and mashed the fruits, creating a sweet and tangy beverage. The vibrant colours of the juice were as appealing as its taste. Dinner was almost ready, and Whiskers couldn't wait to enjoy his culinary masterpiece. Just as Whiskers was setting the table, he heard a knock on the door. It was his friend, Leo the leopard. Leo was much bigger than Whiskers, with sleek black spots and a booming voice. "My dear Leo," purred Whiskers, trying to hide his nervousness. "What a pleasant surprise. Won't you join me for dinner?" Leo, always happy to accept a free meal, readily agreed. Whiskers led Leo to the dinner table. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the forest. The air was filled with the scent of fresh grass and blooming flowers. Whiskers had prepared a special meal for his friend, hoping to impress him. As soon as Leo saw the roasted rat, his mouth began to water. He had been looking forward to this meal all day. The aroma was irresistible, and he could hardly contain his excitement. He let out a mighty roar, which scared poor Whiskers right out of his fur. The roar echoed through the forest, startling birds from their nests and sending smaller animals scurrying for cover. Whiskers ran up a tree, watching from a safe distance. His heart was pounding, and he could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins. From his perch, he could see Leo devouring the meal with gusto. Leo, unconcerned, gobbled up the rat and the fruit juice in a matter of seconds. He was completely absorbed in his feast, savouring every bite and sip. "Delicious!" he roared, licking his lips. Whiskers sighed. He was relieved that Leo enjoyed the meal, but he knew what this meant. It seemed he'd have to catch another rat tomorrow. The thought of another hunt made Whiskers groan, but he was determined to keep his friend happy.